Hi, this is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology only. So in the recent video, I have shared the 5 levels of handling the body mechanics, from recovery to handling the impulse momentum. And after that, I have received many messages from our Wing Chun friends asking me to share more details so we all can understand even better. And also there are some of our Wing Chun friends asking me that do I still take student? Some want to be my private student to learn what I share in this channel. Okay, so today I like to respond to this. First thing, I am a researcher, or I look at myself as a researcher. I don't have a school. I research and I share in this video and in my books when it needs systematic and details descriptions. That's in my books. Okay, so as a researcher, I research on what the ancients present and map it into today's science. So that's what I'm doing. And I like this type of hobby. Now, there are some friends who take class with me, okay? And I look at everybody's ego. If people is interested in what I present, they can message me via Facebook and see whether they fit to study with me or not. Okay, so it is like university, people can apply for it, and if it is fit, then I will coach them or share with them more in details. Okay, and however, I'm just a hobbyist and I try to help people. So even in 1 year, I will not help more than 10, the most is not even 20 people, because it takes a lot of times and a lot of checking. Okay, so it's almost a daily type of homework need to do, and I always have to check on people to see how his thing works or not, and make corrections and so forth. Okay, so that's what it is. So this is not about like usually a grandmaster have the private student and so forth, so forth. No, it is not. It is like a college. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand this thing. And I only work with people who really serious, willing to learn, not as the usual want to join a club or religions or lineage type of stuff. I don't deal with those. Okay, now as for the 5 levels of the body mechanic handlings, this is critical, okay? In the past few decades, the term internal is actually just marketing terms. The internal terms in Chinese martial is just a marketing term. People create those kind of stuff, okay? And even hundreds years ago, when people wrote that in the epitaph, everything, it is really to have a straight talk. That's nonsense. Okay. We can prove it today by history. Chinese martial is not like that. So this 5 level is, the first is the recovery, the second is breathing, the third is one need to be able to handle one's body, which including the synchronizations of the one's body and stretching and so forth. And on top of that is one need to be able to exercise the strength via all what has been developed under it. And then on top of, after being able to exercise the strength, there's the be able or capability of handling the impulse momentum. So there's 5 of that. Okay, so you can look at it in an analogy so that it's clear for you. If we look from the top, the handling of impulse momentum is like the fire trucks fighting the fire. The fire truck fighting the fire. Okay? The strength of exercise is the fire truck has to be able to shoot that water out as needed. And then the synchronizations and the stretching is just make sure that the engine and the pipe, everything is intact. The breathing is the fire truck need to have the water in it. And the recovery is be able to maintain and to refill the water and whatever needed of the fire truck. So you use a fire truck, you can see all of this. From the maintaining, you fill the water, you make sure all gadgets and pipe working, and then you be able to shoot out the water as you need. And only that you can play the fighting fire game. Otherwise it's dead. Okay? Without this clear on every steps, the fire truck simply will not work. Okay? So, if we talk about the impulse momentum, okay, so you need the fire truck to fight the fire, and fighting the fire is the impulse momentum handling. You know, it's not new stuff, right? No. Even the term momentum, impulse momentum, if you read Bruce Lee's Tao of Jeet Kune Do book, okay, the Tao of Jeet Kune Do book, you can still get it from Kindle today. Chapter 3, that is about coordinations, about power. Okay, so chapter 3, there's a section about power. And Bruce said this under the power. To be accurate, the striking or throwing skill should be executed from a body base that possesses enough strength to maintain adequate balance during the action. To appropriately incorporate momentum with mechanic advantage, neural impulses are sent to working muscle to bring sufficient number, so forth, so forth, so forth. So if you read the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, Bruce have already said, as in the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, it is the impulse momentum handling. Okay. Now, as for the recovery, all the Chinese for past thousands of years, it did not get out from this platform which is I present in each model of the Wing Chun Inception. It doesn't. okay? It all is there. And the synchronization, the synchronizations is in chapter 8. Whatever the internal you talk about in this world, it is there. It's even more. Okay? So if you want to learn about recovery, the H model and the descriptions here on the T and so forth, it presented in a scientific way, mapped in a scientific way. On top of it, for the impulse momentum, handling and so forth, it is in the Wing Chun Matrix books. So you know how this thing played. Now, as for the breathing, and then you have the stretching, and then you have the strength. Well, I like to illustrate to you today so that you see once for all. There's no ambiguity here. It must not have ambiguity or else you're going to get screwed. It's like your water truck. If you are not sure, not clear for everything, one is only going to cause problem when one faces the fire. Okay? So breathing, as in this book is clearly tell you about the 2C state and all kind of stuff, and you can check it with your heart rate monitor and so forth. Okay, so we are not going to get into it. Now let's get into the synchronizations, okay, and the strength, so you know exactly what I mean. Okay. So over here, in Wing Chun Inception, the synchronization, you can see that the breathing synchronization, the chi, whatever, everything is there in details, okay? So you know that you can get to understand the recovery, the breathing with these two books, and then with the synchronizations all there, okay? So whatever the ancient, the Chinese say, this is all there, clean, okay? Now, for the stretching and synchronizations and the strength, let me share with you. So here on once for all, you know. Say if I'm moving my hand this way, I'm moving my hand this way. Okay? I'm moving my hand this way. There is no way you will know or we will know that how is this hand related to this hand? How is my body related to it? Okay, right? Especially say when we practice Xiu Lim Tao, if we just move one hand, how the world will know that what is this connect with our entire body? We can. Okay? So, if I get this bullwalker and I move around this way, now you know my body, this hand, this right hand has to synchronize with my body, my shoulder blade, and my right hand. So this is in the level of the synchronization of stretching. You know, I can stretch. So my body all one piece. If I just go stretch this way, how the world will know whether we are right or not? And most of the time when we stretch this way, or you be playing Xiu Lim Tao this way, you only move this. But if you have this, you stretch this way, you know your entire body has to be intact, has to be one, right? So there is a level of the synchronizations on top of the breathing. Now, at the strength level, what does it mean? It means I'm still holding this bullwalker, both hands, but at this time, I'm going to apply strength, okay? Now I'm going to move it around like that. Now you know my entire body and my shoulder blade, left and right, everything all intact because I have applied strength here. And of course, I can apply even more strength. And entire body is, and the breathing is synchronized. So this is the strength level. Okay? So you have the maintenance, where your recovery, your chi, and so forth, and then you have your stretching, synchronization, your breathing. Oh, sorry, no. Your maintenance, and then you need to know how to breathe, okay? Know how to breathe. And then you have to synchronize your breathing and your body, or left shoulder blade, right shoulder blade, or everything, okay? So it's like this thing, right? And now you apply strength on it. All the synchronization now, on top of the synchronization, you have strength there, all continuously. That is the strength level. And only with this type of strength capability, strength handling capability, one can play the impulse momentum game. Okay? So it's like fire truck, only if you can shoot as you need, when you need. Shoot the water out, then you can play the impulse momentum game. Okay? So if we never train this, the entire body is one synchronization, going straight or going talking way, how the world that body is going to work? You can see that if people just train this, when the grapple get close to you, you totally disintegrate because you don't have that synchronization training. And if you have the synchronization training with the strength now, up to the strength level, even the grapple get to you close, because you are short strike guy. It's not that easy, sir. Okay? So many times people get taken down, it's not because of techniques. It's because of, in the bottom line, the body mechanic is not handled properly. Read the Tao of Jeet Kune Do of Bruce Lee. Okay? See what he said. Is the body mechanics handling needed? Okay? So only on top of this, then we play impulse momentum. Sure, people can get taken down because of the lack of understanding of the impulse momentum handling. But that is a very different style compared with they do not have the body mechanic to handle it. So there's two things when people say get taken down. One is the body mechanic, one is the impulse momentum handling, the way, the techniques. Now, it is easy to learn these techniques. You just drill and drill if you have the body mechanics. Now, if one doesn't have this body mechanics and thinking one just practice these techniques, well, forget about it, because one have no handle of the fire trucks. Okay? So it is this clear. Okay? I make this clear for this 5 level. Why? Because I want every Wing Chuners to know here on clearly to develop everything. Not just saying, oh, this is Wing Chun. Wing Chun for what? What is a body mechanic? Is this a body mechanics problem? Which level problem is this? Is it I cannot breathe? Or I cannot synchronize? Or I have never trained in the strength this way? Or what? Or because I don't know the techniques. I never get down to the ground before. Okay? Or both. I do not have the mechanics and I do not know the techniques. So it is this clear. It has to be this clear. As I said again, read the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. Bruce knows about a lot of things. And with what I share with you today, you read Bruce Lee's Tao of Jeet Kune Do, you can see what he's presenting. If you want to know the Chinese Qi and all those kind of stuff, well, just is in this book, okay? Now saying this, what the heck is all this mind power and this Qi power and Fa Jing stuff? Well, what is Fa Jing? What is Qi power? What is it got to do like our fire truck analogy to fight fire? If you don't train this with the strength, how can that be Fa Jing or anything? That's just demonstrations. If you don't have this, the body synchronized in the direct linear and angular way, what does soft mean? If you don't know how to breathe, how is Qi possible? So you look around, people talk about internal structure and all this mind power and all this move that move. They never tell you how about the breathing. So if you don't know the breathing, you're like a fire truck without water. And if you don't know about this strength every time you need to, when you need it, you can continuously have it. Your body has been conditioned that way. Then it's like your fire truck go out there, but you no way know how to shoot the water out. Well, sure, you can do demonstrating Fa Jing or this and that. What has it got to do with reality? And there's no way even to analyze it. Is it a body mechanic problem, or is this because we lack of experience in handling that impulse momentum? So this is what I'd like to share with you today. It has to be this clear, otherwise you don't have Wing Chun. Forget about it. So again, like when people playing Xiu Lim Tao, if your Xiu Lim Tao cannot go through these 5 level of training, like I share in this H model here, from the recovery to impulse momentum handling. What are you training? Do you even know your body left and right? Okay, and one other thing I want to show you. Okay, one other thing, like in my watch here, the Garmin Phoenix, and in other watch too. So there are something over there. It is named as, let me show you, metronome, like when people playing the music, metronome. So if I throw a sample at you guys, listen to that. So this is 30 beats per minute. So what is that for? What is that for? Well, that is for train your Xiu Lim Tao for the beginner. At every beat, say at the breathing level, you inhale. The second beat, you exhale. That's training your breathing so that you don't stop breathing. And 30 beats per minute is get you to about 15 repetitions of breathing, which is usually normal people can breathe naturally, 15 breaths per minute. So you train your breathing 15 minutes per minute, and then when you get out here, say you do a folk sound, 1 beat out, 1 beat back, with synchronized with your breathing. There's entire synchronized and the stretching, and then with the strength, when you apply strength, the same thing, 1 beat out, 1 beat in. Or That's how you train that in the Xiulim Tao. And of course, in Xiulim Tao, we don't hold a bullwalker there. But when you apply strength, entire body, that is how you can use the beats, 30 beats per minute to handle it. So after a while, everything is even and handled properly. It's not like somebody say, oh yeah, I want to be slow, and then I want to be whatever, but they really don't have a real handling of this body, mind, and breathing. It doesn't pass the synchronized or stretching level. It doesn't, and that's why you cannot get up to the applying strength. And if you do that, then it be able to really evenly handling from breathing to stretching to handling strength, and you keeping drill with it, get good at it, and when you want to really play the impulse momentum game, you know. That's how it is. That's how today we can use science. That's why I keep saying that I wrote this book. It's not because I want to be famous. I want it to set a milestone. Now we go with science. We don't boast what Wing Chun is, but we solid like rock. And it support like Bruce Lee's Tao of Jeet Kune Do. It support the ancient. It support whatever Wing Chuner want to develop later. Because here on it is all scientific. It's not based on any grandmaster or whoever or whatever. So this is to share with you today. Yes, we have the technology. And as you can see here, there's the gauge here. We know what type of strength we have. Do we improve or not? How many percent strength we use? And with those who have more money to spend using the ISO Kineto, this all gauging here, and this is the when I don't use strength, I just go but stretching the ball. The ball is like that. But when I start to use strength, you can see the ball is out already, and I can use it, apply my strength. And I always can gauge my strength. I can know, do I improve that or not? Can I take that or not? So with this type of stuff, with this, like I show in the Wing Chun Inception, everything is scientific. It's objective. Can be proven scientifically and verified scientifically. That is what we want for Wing Chun here on. No more magic, no more marketing term, no more dropping grandmaster's name. We want to see result in very fast time, short durations. We want to see the efficiency, effectiveness. Otherwise, 10 years from today, you don't have Wing Chun. You mark my words. If we don't go this way, there is no Wing Chun. It's like today, everybody talk about internal. So internal what? What can you tell me? What is your pound, your strength in pounds? Can you show me the synchronizations of the body with the chi, the breathing, and so forth? And with this thing, heart rate variability, SpO2, VO2 max. So sure, whatever I'm sharing with you today probably will disrupt a lot of people. But it's needed. Why? Hey man, this is not 1960s anymore, okay? When your competitor have all of this in science, then you better have it. When Bruce Lee in 1964 already know all this thing will happen, at least he know the big picture of it. That's 56 years ago. If we don't change, we don't improve. You know nobody is going to wait for you for another 10 years.